Hello, how's it going? This video is going to be about can openers. I know it's a bit of a silly topic, but it was a request from a friend of mine, and there are in fact some people out here that don't know how to use these types of can openers when they're out hiking, camping, and possibly even for survival situations. So I thought I'd share with you guys 3 different can openers that I personally use. I got 3 different cans here that I'm going to test them out with, show you guys how they work. Before I start though, for the record, I will be eating these. It's not like I'm just going to open them up for the sake of a video and then toss them. I will be eating them. I got my cooking pot, my billy can with me right here, and I got a stove in my backpack. I'm going to cook them up and have myself a little picnic. It's raining, it's a little cool out. Not too bad, but it's a little cool, so I'm going to have myself some hot soup. Anyways, I'm going to show you each one of these here. This little one here is my favorite one. I'm going to show you this one last. But I'm going to show you these 2 here first. First and foremost, just about every Swiss Army knife out there has some form of can opener on it. Honestly, I've never seen a can opener without it. This one here in particular is for camping. It even says so right there. So as you can see, you know, this is the way it looks. You got this little hook right on here. That hook, basically like any can opener, there's a little lip right here on the side of the can. That hook is going to grip right underneath that lip. So basically how it's going to look when you're starting it off is just like this. Hopefully you can see that okay. So that little hook, and basically when you're doing this, the entire time all you're doing is this, giving that kind of motion when you're, you know, opening up the can, using that little hook there as your pivot point, almost like on a teeter-totter. So you want to hook it in underneath, and then you want to press down. Then basically what you want to do is press downwards to get it in. The first time is always going to be the hardest one. You gotta be firm with it. You know, you want to be you know, you don't want to be too loose, but at the same time you don't want to be too tight. You want to be nice and firm with it. Try to put, oh, just got some thunder. Try to keep your hands towards the bottom half of the can, because because of the blade on this is facing away, I have been in a position where I'm pulling like this and I actually jammed it right into my finger. Believe me, you don't want to do that. So you want to be nice and firm. You want to hold it nice, pressed up against the can, because it can slip on you a little bit. That's the downside to these can openers. They're not perfect, but you know, that's what it is. Sometimes I'll put my thumb right here, just, you know, as a little, you know, guidance. The direction of the can, when the blade is facing away from you, you want to twist the can as you're going along in a clockwise fashion. So basically, and it just takes a little practice, takes some time. There you go. So that's basically how you work it. I'm going to show you this one here now. That one there is a little bit tricky to do. This one here, I've actually never used the can opener on this one in particular. Speaking of which, before I forget, this can opener as well as that one can be used in left-handed or right-handed motion. As you can see, this one here, the blade is almost in a pointed in a fashion towards me. So when I'm opening this with the can, the twist of the can is actually going to be counterclockwise. So it's almost like you're bringing this towards yourself. So, and like I said, the first one is always going to be the most difficult one. There we go. This one here, you actually got to twist your can opener a little bit more downwards to get it to penetrate to the can, as well as to be able to dig into it. But just like before, you want to hold it nice and firmly against here, so that way that little hook digs into that lip. I've used can openers like this on this one here, not on this particular tool, but I've actually just done it in general. You know, it's things that you gotta like take your time with. This is not a race, by the way. You know, these kind of can openers, they're meant for camping, you know, being out in the outdoors. You know, it's obviously gonna take a little while to do, so you gotta be patient. You really gotta practice with it. I'm gonna hold it here so you can get another idea of how it looks. Oops, I just spilled some of it. So You know, I'm only roughly about a third of the way, and it's been about, you know, maybe a little while. I haven't really tracked it. But so I'm going to move on right now to the third one, and believe me, this one here is the smallest, it is the lightest, and honestly it is the fastest. Despite how like cheap this does look, it is cheap, but it's quite effective, and these are found most commonly at Swiss Army stores, or sorry, not Swiss Army store, Army surplus stores. You can find these. You find the military ones. They're a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger than this one in particular, and they're more durable. But this one here is actually from Coghlan's. It'll be in a package just like this one here. This one is pretty reasonably new. You know, these are somewhere between the price range of around $1.99 to $5.99. Believe me when I tell you this, if you see it for $5.99, $5 or more, go somewhere else and get it somewhere else for cheaper, because it's not worth it. So this one here, the little hook, you can see it, it's actually it's right there. You see it right there. It's not more sharper and pointed, so that way it basically hooks that lip so much more better. And basically you want to do is, because the blade is facing almost towards me, we're basically going to be doing this the entire way. So again, just like that, you want to hook it and then twist. It takes a little time to get used to and a little practice. Oops. And this one here, you're also going to be turning a can in a counterclockwise fashion. See, I'm already a little over halfway already. And it's only been a couple of seconds, really. So basically, you know, oops, you're just turning like that. You're just twisting it, letting the blade dig in, cut into the material, so that way it opens up the can. For me personally, I usually leave a little bit of a spot that's untouched, and I just fold the can up and over. It's very rare that I'll actually take it off all the way. It's just the way I was taught to do it when I was young, so that's the way I do it up. Even if you start up, you know, with the opening up with a different can opener, you can still finish it off with this just fine. You gotta put like some sort of, it's almost like a medium, moderate pressure when doing this, and you just like, as you bring it back, you just want to move your hand slightly back, just ever so slightly, maybe like maybe about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch tops. It takes a little practice, takes a little getting used to. And there you go, it's pretty much done. And it looks like the pouring rain is starting to come in now. Luckily, I'm underneath this man-made shelter here. Nobody's here. Then again, you know, it's supposed to be pouring rain all afternoon, so. And you just fold it up just like that when it's done. There's a little hole here that you can use to basically attach a little keychain almost. I put a little keychain ring through it because you can't attach a carabiner to it. You can't. So I put a little, and I often carry 2 of these in my backpack. One I usually keep in a quick convenience pouch. The other I often keep in my side of my cooking pot. So that way I got, you know, quick convenience, but at the same time it's there in my cooking pot as well. And it's pretty decently cheap. And you know, despite how good these are, this is better. This looks like a cheap piece of junk. It is cheap, but it's not a piece of junk. It's well worth the purchase. Trust me, it's well worth it. So this is, like I said, this is by far the smallest, the lightest weight, easiest to pack, and it's easiest to use. The hook is very sharp, therefore you're less likely to slip your hands like with these 2 here. But it's a good tool. It's really good. I really like it. Each one of my backpacks has at least 2 of them in it, so. How long these last? I've got a minimum of 10 cans out of it. Maximum somewhere in the general range around 20 to 30 cans. Usually because this little spot here is likely to break. So anyways, I'll see you around till later.